Okay, so welcome to my new channel. This is going to be uh, just a outlet for me to play puzzle games, at least to start off with. I don't know what it's going to be in the future. Yeah. Um, so I am Hidenori. Obviously, that's not my real name. And I've seen a whole heap of YouTubers who play games on YouTube, and I've been very entertained by a lot of them, and I thought, well, why not give it a go myself? So, as you can probably hear, my voice is a little bit, yeah, it's not the best, although you don't have anything to compare with yet, I guess. I've got a cold, and I went out drinking last night, so there's that, right? Probably not the best um, set up for me physically, but what the hell? I had the idea, so I'm gonna try it out. So you can probably see, hopefully you can see the game in the background, 2048. And now this was a puzzle game that was popular probably late last year, early this year. And I don't know whether it's still popular or not. At least I like to play this. It's super fun. Super, how do you say? It's a very simple game. Um, if you're not familiar with it, what you have to do is there'll be a 4x4 square grid, and numbers will come up in it, and all the numbers are powers of 2. And what you have to do is swipe in one of the 4 compass directions. And if you get 2 numbers which are along the same line, they're next to each other, they'll combine to get double the original number. And you got to keep going until you get this one, which is 2 to the power of 11, which is 2048. And some people can get it. Hopefully, most people can get it. But that's not such a what's the word? Not so hard for me anymore to get 2048. Like, I was just practicing for one game last night in the new setup that I got here for recording for YouTube. And right off the bat, I got over 2000. I got the 2048. So I reckon I'm pretty good. Not the best, but my idea for this series is, I'm calling it the road to 16384. So there, if you know your powers of 2, that's going to be 3 more powers of 2 above the 2048. Now I've been able to get the 8192 block before, and that's the best that I've ever got. I've only got that like a couple of times, but I'm going to be trying. I'm playing a game every now and maybe a few times a week, maybe every day. I don't know what's going to happen with this, to try to get the 16,384 block in this game, 2048. Okay, so enough of me rambling on. I'm going to try it out. Let's go. Hopefully we're going to play. Yes? No? Ah. Okay, so this was the one that I failed last night. So we're going to go ahead and play a new game. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Now I've got the keys. The swipe keys obviously really don't work so well. I mean, I could like on my this is seriously, I'm using a little shitty netbook at the moment to record this, and I'm getting like 8 frames a second or some shit. Whatever. This isn't one of those, like, it's not a like first person shooter or anything. So now I have a thing where I like to keep my top number in the top left-hand corner. And everyone does their own style, I guess. And I like to have them coming down from the top row in the first column like this. So you're probably going to be seeing me trying to, at least, keep it over on this side as much as I can. Obviously, there will be times when that's not possible. Okay, so yeah, the question here is what to talk about. Like, should I be talking about my my strategies with this game, or just like riffing on like real life whatevers? So we'll see as time goes on what I choose to do, because this is a pretty simple game to be playing just as it is, I guess. And I mean, of course, there's the option just not to say anything. Like, it's a game which is purely based on these simple decisions, and whether you may have a strategy or not, it's probably the case that, you know, if you wrote a computer program to try to get like the best game, it wouldn't have strategies so much as it would just choose, you know, the perfect place to put it, you know, calculating whatever is each time. I don't know how feasible that is, but yeah, well, it's an interesting question. The other thing about like playing on with a keyboard like this rather than just with your phone, with my phone, is that I'm not used to using the key bindings. Like I was about to talk about that earlier, so I just bound them to the arrow keys. And for whatever reason, it's not as easy to use the arrow keys, for me anyway, as it would be to just swipe. But unfortunately, this laptop doesn't have what do you call it? It's not a touchscreen laptop. My other laptop is, that I can't use because it's broke as fuck. Yeah. What are we even talking about? Jesus. So yeah, it might be a little bit slower than I could possibly play, you know. I'm sorry about the sniffling and, as I said, the bad voice. Not really taking care of myself, probably, so, you know, whatever I wanted to play, so I'll try it out. And I went on a little bit of a puzzle game adventure recently, like trying to look for new games that might be interesting for me. But yeah, I found a couple. One of them, I think it's called Atomus or Atomus, is this I don't know. It's like you've got to put atoms together in this ring, like around an atom core. And it sounds kind of like it does sound boring, but it's pretty effective. It's fun to play. It goes by the principle that if you can get like a symmetrical pattern of atoms around the core, and then you go to make them connect in some way. Holy shit, I'm playing badly right now. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Then what will happen is they'll all collapse down into a larger atom, like a I don't know, like certain styles, right? It's like a synchrotron. And that's pretty fun game. I managed to get what was it, top 31st, like number 31 player of the day for that a little while ago. So yeah, that was pretty nice. But it's funny, like there's no explanations for how to play that game properly. So even though I've had it for probably about a week now, like I just found out that it's possible to like remove atoms from around the core by using this special thing, which is like a negative sign, like an electron or whatever. And I thought you could just use that to like move an atom from one place to the center and then put it back where you want to put it, like to help make the symmetrical bits easier. But no, you can also use it to delete atoms out of your fucking play screen. So why did nobody explain this to me? That's like super useful. So yeah, that's a thing as well. Somehow the fact that I'm talking about like random shit while I'm playing is very negatively impacting my play here. Like I don't usually have this much. So you see in the second column, or what was in the second column up until now, was like a kind of checkerboard pattern where you have like twos in the first and third rows, and because they were there, like they couldn't connect to anything easily next to them. So they were just like taking up space, like loafing around, not doing any useful work. Yeah, we all know someone like that in our lives. Maybe I'm that person, but so yeah. Okay, well, in terms of strategy, I mean, as you can probably see, I'm the probably the main thing here is that because I've got my most valuable square like in the top left corner there, what I'm going to be wanting to do is like trying as hard as I can not to let that move at all. So because when like if I move it, that'll place squares, like blank squares, between it and a wall somewhere, which opens the possibility that there's going to be like just some random block placed there to, yeah, so then, that's going to make it a hell of a lot harder to increase the, what's the word? Increase the thingies. What are you even trying to say? This is something that happens to me a lot. Like, I'll apologize in advance about this, but often if I can't think of the right word that I want to say, I just like spend long seconds trying to remember, the English language. It's pretty embarrassing, but whatever. See, like bullshit like this. I don't know what I'm trying to play, what game I'm trying to play right now. So I'm going to try to concentrate a little bit harder. So right now I'm just going to try to increase that one square there, like in between the two, to just move it back into the left column. It's a bit better. Excuse me. So, because this is all very new to me, like, and I know that coughing into the mic is like a big no-no for like YouTube, gaming channels and whatever, which I am now, I guess. Sorry about that, guys. I just downloaded dxtory, and I've been looking at tutorials about how to use that. So I'm a complete noob at this point. So if there are like obvious ways to improve my gameplay, or my videos, I should say, because my gameplay is awesome. Well, not now. Then if you have comments, like a good YouTuber does, solicits comments in the bottom. So please comment and tell me, the ways in which I suck, so I can improve. Okay, so things are getting a little better. Now, so you might have noticed a thing that because now our top square is the 1024. It's become important to try to use the second column effectively. Now, for me, that is a matter of snaking, which has been my strategy up until now. So, because the first column goes from top to bottom, I've used the second column bottom to top. So I'll try to keep the largest number that I need at the bottom of the second column. Now, the thing with that is I've been considering trying a new strategy about this recently, which I'll explain in a second. And it's a bit a high-level one, and I've been testing it out, and I'm not sure whether it's actually effective or not. So yeah, it messes up a lot of other aspects of my gameplay with this. So I know if I'm going to keep it around, but the cool thing is the ways in which it messes up my gameplay are kind of interesting, and really in a way kind of I can use those annoyances as a way to train myself in aspects of my normal play for this one. It's so funny to hear myself talking about a game like this so seriously, because it's fucking it's a puzzle game, right? It's just one of those things that you do on the train on the way to work or whatever. Oh shit, what's going on? Had a little lag there for a second. I don't know if you guys saw that. But yeah, I mean, games are fucking okay. So this is the worst thing that can happen to you in 2048. What has happened here is we've got 3 columns all filled and no moves to connect any of them together. This can happen with 2 columns as well, but to have this happen with 3 columns is much more common. What I have to do now is move everything to the right, and that means that another block is going to be placed somewhere in the left-hand column to the left of what's already there, which means so there's a 3 in 4 chance that it's going to fuck up one of those 3 big squares, and there's a 1 in 4 chance that it's going to fuck up the major square. So let's have a look what happens. Fuck this shit. Yeah, great. Now, when this happens, when it's right next to the best square, 1024 isn't so bad, because I think I would be able to replace that 1024 square just using the 3 rightmost columns if I went back now. But just for the sake of it, I'm going to treat that as though it's a god square that I can't afford to lose. So I'm going to do this. Ah, great. And same fucking thing happens. So obviously my luck isn't going to be with me right now. I'll try one more time. Okay, that's probably the best thing that could have happened there. So now, because the 1024 and 512 squares have blanks next to them, I can move them back in, and I'm just going to be left with 256, and that's 16. The 16 doesn't really matter so much. The 256 square left floating somewhere to be an annoyance. So I think I can deal with that. See what happens. Now, the important thing here is that as quickly as possible, I'm going to try to move that 256 up to the second row, okay, so that I have full access to the 2 and the 4 in the first column. Now, the way I do that is I'm going to try to increase that 8 at the top of the second column to 32 so that I can combine those two. And as you know, when they combine, this happens. There you go. So it's not perfect. And because that 16 is there, I have no access to the 2. So that 2 is just like a dead square for the moment. But what this does allow is 1 extra square. So now I have effectively 10 squares which I can use to increase that 256 to 512. And as you can see, once it becomes 512, I can just move that back into the left column. And then I have access to the 2 again. And the reason I say that there are 10 squares that I can use is because I'm going to be snaking from that 32 in the second column down to the 8, and then using the last 2 columns for a total of 10 squares that I can use. And that's my strategy for when shit fucks up like this. Oh, holy hell. Great. Yeah. Okay, that was about as lucky as I could have gotten. There was a chance that instead of nothing, that 32 wouldn't have been able to move back into the left column again. So yeah, basically nothing changes except for that 2 became a 4, which is lucky or unlucky. It's unluckily lucky. Yeah, this is fucking my shit up pretty bad. I believe I'm going to lose here, which is bullshit. Oh, no, got a chance, No, no chance. Dead. Oh, holy fuck. So, you might have seen there that rather than a 2, a 4 came in that final square. That I don't know what the chances of that happening are. I can't remember. It's like 1 in 5, or it's like not super probable that I'm going to get a 4, and I need exactly a 4 right then to neutralize shit. So thank you, RNG gods. That was very helpful. But I feel like I'm still going to like fuck this. I don't know. This seems like really no, that was terrible. That was a terrible score. It really was. So yeah, that was 2048. You never know what's going to happen. So I don't know whether I'm going to be doing more than 1 game per session from now on, but I'm going to see what that looks like just with the 1 game. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope to see you again in the next one. Ciao.